You start first time. There we go. Done. All right, we're off. Okay, so goal setting, share, and we are in. Sweet team. All right, so first of all, I want to say thank you for everyone joining me on my free workshop. I want to do more of these. I'm slowly getting better at presenting, doing some things like this to help with current clients, and also just kind of reach out to new people that are going into January. So it's kind of a crazy time of the year. People are just getting into fitness. They don't know where to start. They don't know where to kind of like head because of the gym. Maria, you need to press the mic button. See, this is it. What does Maria want now? Maria, what's up? Mute button. Can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me, Martin. Yeah. Maria, stop throwing me off. You know this is on live, yeah. All right, team. So yeah, with goal recording, what we want to do with the goal setting is make sure that it is related to your level of fitness, your style of training, as well as start thinking about when it comes to like 3 months time, 6 months time, because so many people I see, they set goals long term. So like, hey, I want to do a pull up. Hey, I want to do half marathon. The goal is to try and make sure that you can bring those long-term goals to shorter-term goals, something that will help with keeping motivation and stuff like that. Because all I see is when people set goals, they say quite a broad term. So they like to say along the lines of like, I want to get fitter, I want to get stronger. And there's going to be things where you want to have more of a measurable goal. And then that means that you can keep on track and make sure you're going the right direction. So let's go through the first slide. Look at me with my slides. So today, the main goal, so welcome and why goal setting matters. So who am I? Who the hell am I? So I'm a coach. So I've been coaching for about 15 years. I work at the sports centers in my local area. I work online with many different clients. I mainly help out with women and strength training. I feel like it's an area where it covers a lot of bases. It's not just straight away about, I want to look small, I want to lose weight, the main goals. It's kind of like you can dig deep and find out really why that person wants to lose weight and some things that you can manage along the way. When it comes to strength training as well, you can see that when it comes to goal setting, it's a lot more rewarding. People are getting stronger. It could be related to all ages, more important as you get older. And when it comes to learning different movements as well, I quite like seeing people come in and say, hey, Dec, I don't think I'll be able to do that. And I love proving those people wrong and making sure that they actually can see what their body can do. That's the main important thing. So today we're diving into goal setting, why it matters and how it can transform your training. So we're going to be setting clear goals, giving you direction, which keeps you motivated and helps you celebrate real progress, not just numbers on a scale. So if you've seen my bio, that's usually kind of the thing that I'm going for, making sure it's not all about what the scale says, and then also using that to kind of describe who you are, because you're more than that, definitely. So the main goal for today is to make sure that we're leaving today with a goal that you're genuinely excited about. So by the end of this whole view, you'll be like, okay, cool. I've got this long-term goal. I know what I need to do first. And also even like, are you going to enjoy doing that goal? And also, is it actually relatable to what you want to be doing? So why goal setting is crucial for progress. It's great for motivation. It's great for focus and accountability too. Next slide. Look at this amazing picture work, guys. So as you can see, we have someone barbell deadlifting and someone dumbbell rowing. I was hoping that the people would be in this chat. These are my clients, but they couldn't make tonight. So I was hoping they'd be like, oh, look, that's my hands, but they are not in it. So absolutely fine. So types of goals in strength training. So we have performance, consistency, mindset, and short-term and long-term goals. Okay, so not all goals are equal. So performance goals like hitting a new deadlift PB are just as important as showing up consistently each week. Okay, so when it comes to performance, you're looking at your strength training, you're looking at your cardio, you're looking at your power, you're looking at your muscular endurance as well as your muscular strength. There's so many ways you can look at setting your goals. It doesn't have to be something that you've been told to do or something that somebody else is doing. And also, it doesn't have to be the same kind of focus every week, every phase, every 4 weeks, you know what I mean, every quarter. So, for example, I have clients that go from a muscular endurance phase and then they'll start going into a muscle strength phase. This time of the year, muscle strength is definitely very popular. What that means is the calories usually go into a maintenance. You get the most calories, you get the most protein, and you start using those calories as great fuel to build on top of your performance. So you start maybe fueling your body better, putting some more calories in your body, using that weight to perform better in deadlifts, squats, and your bench press, your powerlifting movements. Or if you're Olympic lifting, really great. When it comes to your kind of like performance, your cardiovascular, then what you're looking at is maybe going into like a maintenance phase or even doubling down and using that calorific surplus or maintenance to actually improve like your performance, your kind of athletic performance when it comes to cardio. So short, sharp movements, hill sprints, things like that. So when it comes to goal setting and strength training and the performance side of it, then there's so much you can tackle. So hopefully, if you guys have a pen and paper, you can start writing down some things now. And feel free to just not worry about the long-term and short-term goal of it. So if you want to do deadlift your body weight, put your deadlift your body weight. If it's something crazy, then write it down. And then hopefully during this whole process of this workshop, we can start talking about how we can break that up and how we can start achieving the first step towards it. Another type of goal is consistency. So I have this quite a bit with a couple of clients at the moment. So coming back from holiday, losing mojos and stuff like that. When it comes to consistency, that's going to snowball. So if you have time off, if you're ill, if you're on holiday, and I always get the question in our group chat, really good group chat. It's always a question about like, how do I get back into it? Where do I start? And the problem is that you're always going to compare to when you were the best. So when you were training the most, when you were performing the most. So the best thing to do is trying to lower that expectations if you're struggling. So like this consistency, you give yourself a minimum. Always work off your minimum. I love it when I have new people start or when they're training and they say, hey, Dec, I'm going to train every day. You know what I mean? I've got the energy for it. I'm in it. It's like getting a new pen when you go and start school. Remember that? Get that dopamine hit. But yeah, what happens is sometimes you might not hit that target and then it's kind of like a negative for the week. It might not be a massive one, but what happens is with setting yourself a minimum, give yourself something that you can always achieve. I made a video about this, about conditional and unconditional goals. Do something that you know what I mean, you will get 3 sessions a week, yeah? Or it's not going to be like this time of the year. Dec, I don't want to start PTing again. I don't want to start going to the gym now because I have like meals coming up or Christmas is coming up. Yeah, like that's something that's going to pop up throughout the year. Your goals should be based on this stuff rather than I'm not going to start now because I've got Christmas coming up, or I don't know, my motivation is low because I'm not eating well, all that kind of stuff. You need to set these things like consistency, and that'll definitely help when it comes to your goals coming up to January, right now, starting next week and stuff like that. So start setting some goals based on consistency. So how often you're going. Could be even like when it comes to people that are training less, you can set like 1 session a week, could be 1 session a week strength, 1 session a week focusing on your mobility, little things like that. It doesn't need to be a large number, but set yourself some minimums, and then you achieve that every week and you watch that snowball into something bigger. Mindset. So when it comes to PT, you kind of become a PT to work on like strength training, helping people kind of push through barriers when it comes to like plateaus and stuff like that. And you will realize that a PT will become more about mindset. So when it comes to building confidence and dishing the skills, this has kind of been like my favorite part of being a PT. When it comes to the type of client that I've worked with, it's been all over the shop. So it's been young, old, male, female, experienced, non-experienced trainer, CrossFit, high rocks, just, someone just trying to get strong, stuff like that. There's been many. But when it comes to the mindset, it is all about making sure that you're asking the right questions. You're like, why is this goal important? When it comes to why do you want to deadlift so and so? Why do you want to make sure that you're doing X amount a week? So I always ask that. Like if that person did say to me, I want to be near every day, it's all about why. It's like, oh, if I don't do that, I don't think I'll be able to achieve my goals. And then it's all about, okay, well, it's important to rest. It's important to kind of build your confidence in the gym and go from there. So yeah, mindset's definitely one of those things where you would like to set goals with. So being more healthier with the relationship with the scales, if you want to use the scales. If you want to build confidence in the weight room, so you're using the barbells more, like that's a big win. People going in and using the gym more, going in certain times of the day, like the evenings can be quite daunting. So that could be a brilliant goal. Like I went to the gym 3 times a week this week. I started using the barbells now. I went to a new class, stuff like that. There's lots of gyms opening in my area, and I have clients that are going to new gyms, and you know what I mean. They're telling me all the things that they've achieved, and they just completely passed by. They've just gone to a whole new gym. They have to find out where all the kit is, and there's new people and stuff like that. So that's an amazing win, which is really good to hear. And then short-term versus long-term goals. When it comes to the goals, I love setting those goals, like the big long-term ones, like, hey, I want to do a pull-up. But then when it comes to like coaching, personal coaching, it's great to start setting these short-term goals. So when it comes to like pull-ups, you've seen me help people with banded pull-ups and stuff like that, building the muscles that will help towards that. So make sure you have that long-term goal. If you've got a pen and paper, if you've got that in your head, then brilliant. Start setting that down and writing them down. Another client who's not here. Okay, so how to set effective goals. So what we're looking for is our SMART goals. So we're looking at making sure that we are hitting all the different kind of levels of writing a goal. So making sure it's specific, making sure that you have it based on your kind of style of fitness, what kind of long-term goal you want to achieve. So making sure it's specific. And it is one of those annoying things. I can remember being asked this all the time. Like when you are setting a goal, you have to ask yourself why a couple of times. Like, why do you want to deadlift this? Oh, because my mate did it. Why do you want to run faster? Because my mate's faster. Like, if that's your goals, then of course, like, it is fun by all means. And I've been dragged into that as well before. But when it comes to like actually the importance of it, you really have to dive deep and just see why that kind of goal would be great specifically for you. So things like me, like obviously I do a lot of training. I felt the importance definitely recently about being strong, being a dad, like carrying stuff, single arm carrying. I kind of show off that early on. I mean, like you should be able to carry your kid, and especially like with the carnival going on, like, you know what I mean? I'm not having him down like here. It's just carnage. So up on my shoulders and being able to cope with that and being able to show off, you know what I mean? I want to be the fun dad. I want to do my handstand walks and I want to hang off the pull-up bar and climb a rope and stuff like that. So yeah, just little things like that. That's obviously very personal, but when it comes to specific, I've definitely gone from, hey, what can I do? Like, can I lift heavier than that guy? To being a bit more useful for my family and stuff like that. Measurable. This is very important. So like I said earlier, when you're setting goals, you want to make sure that it is measurable. It's not just, I want to get, so it's a funny story. When I used to do inductions, I used to get told, I want to get fit, lose weight, tone up. We joke about it quite a lot at the gym. And it's just like 3 non-measurable goals, and that's why it's funny. Want to get fit? Okay, cool. How will you know if you've got fitter? It's like, I'll feel it. It's like, all right, sweet. You know what I mean? How will you know if you got fitter? Like, and if you really dive deep and just see what they mean by it, kind of like, oh well, I do this class, and if I find that easier this week, then I've got fitter. Okay, cool. Like you're getting right on to like like the RPE scale. Like how hard was it out of 10? So you're going down the right lines, but hey, let's have a look at kind of finding it a bit more measurable. So when it comes to like the classes and stuff like that, how can you measure maybe how your heart rate coped with it, how well you recovered from it? Were you like the next day, were you like, I could do that again? Could you do something else afterwards and stuff like that? So it's definitely one of those things that you're looking at to make sure you're measuring. You're not just saying, I want to get fitter, get fit, lose weight. Again, lose weight was always just the scales, and you know, there's hopefully, if you've been following me long enough, there's much more to scales than just weight. There's water, there's kind of strength muscle wise. So it's definitely something where you want to be focusing on getting the right measurable aspect of it. So strength, you're looking at weights, you're looking at like endurance, muscular endurance and muscular strength. When it comes to fitness, you're looking at obviously speed as well as endurance. But yeah, like once you've got that goal next to it, so hopefully you are writing this long down, and hopefully you wrote down SMART. We'll start kind of writing some goals for that. There is a Q&A at the end, so if you do struggle with this, we can go through it with you. So yeah, make sure it's specific, make sure it's measurable. So how will you know you've achieved this PB or getting closer to getting to it? Again, another reason to have a short term. If you have a short-term goal, let's say your goal was to deadlift 100 kilos and you're 50 at the moment, your short-term goal would probably be 60 kilo. And if you're able to do that, then at least it's measurable. Another reason why I like strength training, so much easier when it comes to like telling a client and showing you're improving. Obviously, form depending, of course. Okay, example, deadlift my body weight in 3 months. So let's use that for example. So we've got our specifics. So let's say this person deadlift my body weight in 3 months, just wants to know that when they're going to pick something off the ground, they're not going to hurt their back. They're going to be in their strong position to do so. And also they'll be able to do it. And anything lighter than their body weight, it'll be like a piece of, let's say a piece of piss, but I shouldn't really be swearing. So yeah, so when you deadlift your body weight, there's so many things that come along with it. You are picking up your body weight, which is impressive, and people just bat that like an eyelid now. So yeah, deadlift your body weight, you're looking at measurable, so you've actually got a weight in mind, so you're measurable. When it comes to achievable, yeah, of course it's achievable in 3 months as well. Especially, it depends on obviously where you start off with. If you couldn't lift a thing and you wanted to go do body weight in 3 months, that might be tough. But this is where it's so important to have your target and your time bound, and then you work back. Okay, so you've got your goal, and then in 3 months' time, if you can give yourself like these jumps, small jumps, then that will help with achieving that goal. The importance of realistic and personal targets. So this is tough because it's like you're kind of trying not to shit on someone's goals. So when it comes to like being realistic with things, like let's say this person said they wanted to do double body weight in 3 months. You do have to have some experience behind that. So you kind of hopefully would know that's impossible to do, or tough to do at least. Someone's going to shut me up and say they did it. But when it comes to the importance of being realistic and personal targets, it's knowing that you are knowing how often you train. Yeah, so how often you kind of go to the gym, how much commitment you can do to these targets. So yeah, so when it comes to making sure it's relevant, you're looking at, is it relevant to your day? Will it help you out? Will it help people around you? Will it help your sport out? Will it help your goals out? Making sure it's kind of staying on that kind of like train track towards your goals, because it can definitely get distracted by loads of things, especially if you're kind of like your area is a little bit competitive as well. It's not a bad thing being competitive, but you can definitely be dragged in a different direction of like, or do you know what, I'm doing this because of so and so, or like, oh, I heard that this is impressive, I'm going to have a go, and you could definitely go off track. So that is a great way to start setting your goals. So hopefully you've got your goal. So your example, you want to have your thing that you want to achieve, your measurable, and definitely your time bound. So I want to deadlift my body weight in 3 months, and then measurable. Then what you're starting to look at is obviously, like, your body weight is the measurable part, and then you want to start looking at your short-term goals. So what are the small steps, and then you can use that, to start thinking about how long that will take. All right, breaking down big goals and tracking progress. So my favorite. So big goals can feel overwhelming. The trick is to break them into smaller steps, like improving your 1, 3, 5 rep maxes along the way. I've got 10 as well, so you can tell that is muscular endurance here. So this is obviously, I'm very double downing when it comes to fitness. I've got a picture of someone's body fat improving here. Brilliant, highly relevant there. So the goals, what you're looking for is just making sure that you are breaking down the big goals. Like I said on the previous slide, you've got your big goal. How do you achieve it? Kind of having a bit of experience on how long that will take and how much commitment that will take. For example, if you've got holidays coming up, you won't be able to be as committed, and you might have to be a little bit more relaxed on those small goals. My clients, they work on this kind of scheme. When it comes to setting your goals and targets and your lifts, we focus on 1, 3, 5, and 10 rep maxes. So it's one of those things that, like, the best thing about this is that if somebody's not feeling strong, and they want to focus on technique, then they can start looking at the higher rep ranges. So improving what they can do for 10 reps. When their strength improves, then what numbers will improve. They have a go at it, and they will notice that actually the focus that they put in through those 10 rep maxes will pay off with these lower ones. So when you look at big goals, it's kind of like if you were to deadlift your body weight. If your deadlift body weight was your goal, you wouldn't keep going in and trying that body weight deadlift every time. So if I couldn't pick up my body weight deadlift, I wouldn't go in and try and pick it up and like, oh, I didn't move it today, I'll try again next week, because that same kind of procedure isn't going to keep working. Okay. It might really annoy me to the point where I might do it, but I haven't stimulated the muscles that I use for that exercise to actually move the needle in the right direction. So when you want to deadlift your body weight, which is number 1 here, deadlifting a lighter weight for 10 is obviously going to be a great place to move the needle forward. When you run and you want to do a marathon, then looking at your half marathons, your 10Ks and your 5Ks will be a great place to look forward. Pull-ups, you're looking at breaking it down to different techniques. You're looking at banded pull-ups or assisted and stuff like that. So right now you should have your goal. You should have that SMART goal from the other slide. And then you should also start looking at, okay, cool. What are the rep ranges? What other distances? What other things I need to kind of keep on top of and start getting some numbers in. So another one, I have a client who really wants to improve their 10,000 meter row time, which is mad because my ass just hurts thinking about it. When it comes to rowing, you obviously want to improve your technique. Very important on your rowing technique. You don't want to be rowing crazy. You want to be rowing strong. You want to improve on that. But you also want to improve your 1,000 meter, your 3,000 meter, 5,000 meter, 10,000 meter, and start kind of work on your endurance, because you'll get faster, but then it's all about trying to maintain that pace as you get on. Okay. Using training logs, photos, and journals. So my clients know that the app has all that. So everyone is logging their workouts. They're taking videos of challenging exercises, sending it on to me so I can kind of see how they're getting on. Photos are great. So as you can tell, I'm trying to get people to ditch the scales. So photos. So when my clients do see that they have gained weight, we can use photos to start going back and saying like, okay, you've gained weight. But you can see you've got better muscle definition, your fat percentage has gone down because you look a lot leaner, and you can kind of rest assure people, because again, it's slowly slowly decreasing. It's definitely in my circle, funnily enough, that people aren't really focusing on the scales too much. It still is the first thing that happens to people's heads if the weight's gone up, like the oh my god, like the freaking out moment. But hopefully people are just slowly realizing that like the weight gain could be so much more than just like you're gaining fat. So this is literally what happens. Like the weight goes up, everyone straight away thinks fat's gone up, muscle's gone down, you're unfit, you look horrible. That is just a connection. And I'm slowly getting through to people that that isn't the main thing that happens. It's going to be a lot more different to that, especially those guys that are training, especially those guys that are using the extra strength to put into their weights and their training like so. Journals. So yeah, journals is kind of like a great way to review it. My locked in lot are doing that now. So I have a program called Lock-in. They are doing journals at the moment, and they're finding that beneficial. So they're just writing things kind of like how they're getting on, if they feel like they are moving the needle, if like forwards towards their target. I use that metaphor. I hope you kind of understand that. So it's great to see people kind of use different ways of breaking down like their goals and tracking as well. Definitely tracking, because again, when I come to you and say like I want to get fit, lose weight, tone up, I want to get fit. Okay, cool. Like based on what? Like, oh, based on 6 months ago. Okay, cool. How were you feeling? How did you look 6 months ago? What were you running 6 months ago? What did you feel like 6 months ago? Stuff like that. So it's definitely good to have all these things in place, because that's going to help you keep accountable. It's going to keep you motivated, and it's going to keep you kind of moving the needle in the right direction. Celebrate milestones. Another thing why I like my group chat is that we try and celebrate milestones, not just end results. So again, all these little short-term goals are being like thumbs up all the time. Hey, Deck, I went back to the gym from being on holiday for the week. That's awesome. You know what I mean? It takes a lot. You have to get a snowball going again. So yeah, definitely work on those progresses, even if they're small. Oh, we have a face picture, the Nikki Slee. Again, not in the video, but she's going to watch the recording, she says. So yeah, accountability and overcoming barriers. So weekly check-ins, that is today. Funnily enough, I didn't even plan that. So today is the weekly check-in. So people are filling out their check-in forms. They are getting their pictures. They are telling me how they feel, and we are booking in calls. So we're gonna have a chat like we're doing now, or like free video chat here, and then we will be reviewing. So definitely having some sort of weekly check-in. Obviously, it doesn't have to be with me if you're not with me now. It could be a great place where people use Instagram. Actually, forgot I'm live on Instagram. You can use Instagram for a way of check-ins. You know what I mean? You can make a diary, a journal. You can use YouTube. So I'll be starting to use YouTube. And I did that today. I went through all my old YouTube videos to get some content, and yeah, blown away by how far I've come. So have some form of check-in. It doesn't need much. Create a form on what do I use? I use Trueform or something like that. A Jot form. Make a form. Fill it out every week. How did you feel? What can you do instead? But yeah, leave me a comment if you want me to send you a form idea that you fill out every week, and then just keep a log of it. Just see how you're getting on. Little things like, what can I do better next week? What do I need to improve on? This week, what did I find tough? Was it the training? Was it the nutrition? Do I need to focus some more on technique on this thing? Start logging things, and you'll start kind of manifesting kind of your own little program and your own kind of mentality, making sure that you're staying on track. So a weekly check-in is brilliant. Finding a way where you can just check in through all the forms that we went through today. So writing it down, even talking. If you want to talk to the camera, people find that easier. As well as like videos of you working out, doing one of your tests. So if you are a half marathon person, then maybe checking in and just like recording like Strava, seeing how fast you got, so it's seeing your pace and stuff like that. So making sure that you're having weekly check-ins is always great. Photos are great if you're focusing heavily on scales. So maybe doing some more photos and actually checking to see what your weight is. That might give you a better, healthy relationship with the scales. So when you can actually see your body changing and stuff like that, that's great. Clothing could be quite unforgivable. So wearing something that, I don't know, maybe you want to fit in. So you want to look better in, or make it feel better in wearing it. So wearing that every check-in. So people always assume the weekly check-in photos need to be like in the underwear. It doesn't have to be. It could be in, like I said, like leggings or a tight shirt, or maybe a dress that you want to wear for the Christmas party. Like, if making sure these goals are relevant, or I really want to look good in this again. Okay, cool. Let's do your weekly check-ins, or at least one of them, in that clothing, and let's see your transformation with that. Yeah. So there's so many ways you can make goals relatable, rather than like, what does the weight tell me about myself this week? It's more than the scales team. Group support. Obviously, we've got the group chat, but you can make your own. Definitely, you have a couple of mates that you train with. Chuck them in a group chat, and just like literally, like if you're struggling, just reach out to them. They don't mind. Just say, hey guys, I want to make this group chat. It could be people that you go to the gym with that they don't have a group chat with at the moment. Could be like a class. So I can remember at CrossFit Bath, we used to have like a 7 a.m. class. We made a 7 a.m. Group chat. You know what I mean? Because obviously the gym ones could be quite big. You can make smaller ones. So then it could be a little bit more, don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, you can, you're going to have good talking between everyone. It's not going to be just crowded. It's not going to be over the top. So having a small group support is great. Even if they align with their goals, that'll be even better. And I've put on here using the app, which hopefully some of you are on, but if not, feel free to message me afterwards to see how you can get on there. So this is where everything kind of kicks off on my app, which is great, the check-ins. Overcoming fear of heavy weights and setbacks. So when it comes to moving on to the weights, trying the barbell for the first time, making sure the form's good, trying a front squat instead of a back squat. That's why I put that photo there. Trying a deadlift, trying a sumo deadlift, trying a bench press, incline bench press, dumbbells. I don't know where I've got really gassy now. Yeah, just making sure that you are getting away from all the damn stigmas of just like, oh, I shouldn't be hitting heavy weights because, you know what I mean? If I lift heavy weights, then I'm going to look like a man, or I'm going to get too bulky. It's always been said still, and it's overcoming that fear, because you know that once you do that, then you're going to be opened up to a lot more styles of training. And I've got many women that will say that since they've started training heavy, they've just enjoyed it, because do you know what, their focus on like their goals that they've set and the things that they were worried about have just kind of been like, do you know what, if I just work my ass off lifting some weights, moving the needle slowly forward, putting the little 1.25s on most of my lifts and my different rep ranges, I know if I'm working hard and moving the goals and the short-term goals and leading to long-term goals and stuff like that, I know I've worked my butt off to make my body change for the better. So it always works. It's always my favorite way of getting clients to train and enjoy the gym as well. It shouldn't be just like, I got to go to the gym because I ate a roast dinner last night. Never regret a roast dinner. Reframing challenges as learning opportunities, which is very important. So like when it comes to like a setback and holidays, like I said earlier in the video, coming back from holiday, it's just making sure that you aren't coming in and giving yourself a hard time that you've been away. It's like going on holiday is great. You shouldn't do anything different. You shouldn't be training more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I'm on holiday. I need to do way more than I was doing because I'm going to be so free with like what I eat. You don't have to be. You can eat what you want. You can have that cheeky extra meal. You can have that cheeky drink. You know what I mean? You don't do the holidays all year round unless you're really lucky. So when it comes to challenges, I don't know why we're calling holidays challenges, but when it comes to things like that, going away, being injured and stuff like that, you can see that as, okay, this is going to come up quite a lot. Christmas is going to come up a lot. Events where you might not feel motivated going to the gym is going to happen a lot. So it's really important to make sure that you're setting your goals and those minimums that we talked earlier. Like, hey, I might be on holiday, but I am going to get 6,000 steps a day. That's achievable on holiday as well. I'm on holiday, I might do a couple of press ups, I might do some squats, I might be active in the pool, I might instead of getting the taxi to the city, I might walk a bit, or like anything like that. It's always just trying to make sure that you are using it, or just using it as a recovery. You know what I mean? You could, if you're smart enough and you know that you've booked your holiday in advance. That's what I meant by smart enough. You haven't just spontaneously booked a holiday. You can work your routine where your deload is your holiday, which would be brilliant for your body. You go away, you relax, you come back, you get back in the gym, and you actually feel nice and fresh and ready to start hitting some different goals. Again, another reason to have goals, because you come back to your next thing to achieve. Action steps and Q&A. So hopefully you have enjoyed that. I've done that quicker than I thought. You guys know me well, is clicking and everything. I can waffle on. I usually talk way too long. I thought it was going to be 45 minutes to an hour. I've still got an opportunity to ruin it now and just talk crazy over this bit. So what I'd like you to do is, if you haven't done so already, is definitely set a goal down. Start thinking about the SMART goals, making sure it's specific, measurable, making sure it's not just, I want to get fitter, I want to lose weight, tone up. It is literally something. There's going to be a way where, if I asked you, are you going the right way? And obviously, knowing me, I want to come over and say, I want to help out. I want to help out. I was like, okay, cool. All right, so where are you right now? So, well, I'm here. Okay, cool. Okay, what have you done? Well, I've done this. I struggle with this. I think this is letting me down. Okay, cool, perfect. Let's start putting a plan. When you're in that position, it's so much easier. Rather than, are you fitter? Yeah, I found that easier. Okay, cool. Like, you want to get fitter than that. Okay, what do you want to achieve? It's like, well, I just want to feel better next time. Okay, so like a pure RPE, like, did you feel 8 out of 10 next week? If you came back next week and said, yeah, I felt fitter, about 8 out of 10, you know that measurable technique is obviously not working for you. Could be something. We need to start setting more specific goals and SMART goals around that kind of area. So set that goal down, write it down. Could be as big as a long-term goal, something you want to achieve in 2026. Good time to start thinking about it. And then share it. Let as many people as you know about it. People love to just plaster on Instagram. I love that. Start putting it out there. Unfortunately, it might not be heard by a lot of people, so you might have to go a little bit more closer than that. Start telling people that you train with. Start kind of manifesting that training routine of being like, hey, every week I'm going to do something about it that moves that long-term goal shorter, and start bringing it closer and closer to actually reality. A lot of people at CrossFit getting their muscle ups. They didn't just suddenly like, you know what I mean, I'll just have a go. Like, there's been little bits in place. Like, hopefully I can get my chin over the bar. Hopefully I can get my chest to bar, and then getting the technique. There's so much technique you need to work on, endurance. So as long as you have that goal and you can kind of have the right people around you, then it's definitely going to work. I think that is the last slide. I'm not going to just ruin this slide thing, am I? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong thing. So I go that way. It's just a thank you. That's sweet. Let's go back to this. So yeah, Q&A, reflect, next steps. Is there any questions? I won't have a clue where to look for them anyway. So let's see how we get on. Let me go back onto here. The chat is there. Maria, you need to press the mic button and camera on the screen. There we go. There's our amazing first question. Anyone on Instagram? People joining live? Kaylee's just joined right at the end. Thanks, Kaylee. Any questions? Martin, you got any questions? You going to chat or talk or type?
I don't have anything to ask, but I covered everything really well.
Cool. Oh, all right. So they're saying how the chat went. That's good. Thank you. Try my best. So yeah, hopefully for you, it'll be one of those things. I think it's just like mindset, definitely enjoying training again, setting your goals for just actually finding out what you want to improve on. So if it's going to be strength, if it's going to be fitness, I know your answer is going to probably be all of it. So it'd be a great time. Like, obviously I see you in person, so it's a little bit different. Hey, Kaylee. So yeah, hopefully that workshop helped. I'm going to finish the recording now, because obviously that will go on to